Well, I guess it's time for another unscripted news video. This won't be particularly long, but there is some exciting stuff that has gone on. The most important news is, as of today, Piranha has announced Mechwarrior 5 Clans' first expansion, and it's built around the Ghost Bears. It is called Flashstorm, and it does do a couple things. First of all, it changes who we're playing to Clan Ghost Bear, more or less the most popular clan in the game. It also goes through and it adds in finally something the game has desperately needed, which is 8 new mechs. I really enjoyed Mechwarrior 5 Clans, but it was very obvious to me, before completing the game, that the roster of mechs was very limited. However, we are going to be getting, as far as mechs are concerned, the Nightjeer, Ibn Jaguar, Firemoth, and Huntsman. And on top of that, we're finally also going to get some second-line mechs in the form of the Jenner 2C, Hunchback 2C, Rifleman 2C, and the one I think people will be extremely happy with, at least I am, the Kodiak. Ah, the 100-ton monster. Finally, there is going to be some competition in the end game, so it's not just direwolf spam. Overall, there's going to be a set of missions playing through as the Ghost Bears. All in all, I think this should be a worthwhile DLC. We'll have to wait to see a little bit more from it, but I am excited for it. I know Mechwarrior 5 Clans struggled at launch. There's a lot of reasons for that, between Game Pass, a limited mech roster, and just being hard to find. One thing that doesn't get talked about in the video game industry a whole lot is if you don't hit a certain level of visibility, you more or less just get buried by other releases. So let's hope this puts a shot in the arm to Mechwarrior 5 Clans, because I really like the game, and I am very excited to go through and begin playing with some of these brand new mechs. Oh, it also looks like elementals are being added to the game too. I have no idea how that's going to work. That's going to be interesting. I just realized that now upon recording this. I'm like, wait a minute, there's elementals here. Yeah, there's going to be elementals in the game too. Wild. That has been a request that a lot of people also had. So lots of good news on the Mechwarrior front. A little bit less good news on the Battletech front. So there are two things going on. First of all, the Mercenaries releases are continuing to roll out. The next Davian pack is also going to be coming out soon, which is more like a medium hunter pack, which I think is cool. But I don't know if anyone knows this or not. There's the midst of a global, tariff situation happening, and what amounts to, basically a trade war. I'm not here to give you news on decisions made by the US government, because I think people don't really come here for that. However, there are some consequences that have long-reaching effects. CGL partners with overseas manufacturers in order to produce many of their products, namely in China for the most part. This is industry standard, this is industry normal. China is the main place where these things are manufactured, basically across the board, with a few exceptions like Games Workshop, which is a very unique situation. And even then, GW does get an extensive amount of their other products, not specifically miniatures, made in China as well. And that will have an impact on pricing because there is a 20% tariff on inbound product from China into the United States. There's also escalating tariffs between the United States, Europe, Canada, and Australia, which I suspect will further impact product pricing around the world. There is really not a whole lot Catalyst can do about this. This is just the unfortunate way that this will play out. So we're going to have to see if this has a really critical impact or if things are going to be okay. I know there's a lot of people who just want everything to be manufactured in the United States. I really hate to say this, that is probably not realistic for most of these industries in the short or even medium term. So it's going to be a real question as to what this is going to look like, not just for Battletech, but for the tabletop industry as a whole, which includes board games, role-playing games, and of course, tabletop war games. But yeah, we got all of that out of the way. Isn't that exciting? Isn't this cool? This is your news update for the week. As far as the channel goes, I am also still working on What If the Clan Invasion. I've gotten about 7,000 words of that finished now, which has not gone to recording yet because there's still a lot to do. And I will also be a little bit out of action for a week and a half coming up, so I would not expect a huge number of updates on the channel until we start getting into April. So with all that being said, if you enjoy this, don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe, it does help the channel. Thank you to all the YouTube channel members who keep the lights on, I couldn't do this without you guys. And I will catch you all next time.